Okay, y'all. Okay. Today we're breaking down solitude, all right? Solitude and the word. I'm Apostle the cards Harris. And let's break down the 7 principles. The first principles we have would be choosing to be alone. Okay. The concept is when people around you have hidden agendas and fake loyalties, stepping back and being alone is the only way to protect your vision and survive. Biblical scripture. Luke 5, verse 16, and he withdrew himself into the wilderness and prayed. To understand this correctly, we have to see the difference between running away because you're sad and stepping back to gain power. Jesus didn't hide because he was scared. He went to the wilderness to stay locked in with God. Proverbs 18 and 1 tells us that when a person separates themselves, they can focus on true wisdom. The takeaway is stepping away is not quitting. It is a smart move to isolate yourself to pray. To survive a tough world, you have to intentionally lead the crowd to get your strength back. Okay, that number one. Okay, okay. Number two, the principle of seeing fake friends in the quiet. Now, the concept is you cannot see who is holding a knife against your back when the room is crowded and loud. Being alone clears the noise so that you can see people for who they truly are, right? Biblical connection. Scripture will be Psalms 41, verse 9. Mine own familiar friend, in whom I trusted, which did eat of my bread, have lifted up his heel against me. Breaking this down, King David wrote this when his own family and closest advisors turned on him. Later in the Testament, Jesus quoted the exact verse out Judas. Okay, this shows us that the betrayal is a part of life, not a sign that God has left you. God uses quiet seasons to show you who is fake, so that you can clean out your inner circle. I'm sorry, so that He can clean out your inner circle. Expect some people to turn on you. God uses lonely sessions to strip away people who love what you can do for them, but secretly hate where God is taking you. Okay, building up yourself. The principle behind building up yourself is real strength doesn't come from a big crew. It is built when you're completely alone with nothing but your mind, your willpower, and your spirit. Okay. First Samuel 30, verse 6. And David was greatly distressed, but David encouraged himself in the Lord his God. In the story, David owns men wanted to kill him after a major defeat. He had no helpers, no advisors, and no friends left. While the Bible tells us to have fellowship with other believers, there are times when God removes all humans to help you so that you can fully rely on him only. Okay, Ephesians 6 and 10 tells us to be strong in the Lord's power. That strength only grows when you don't have people cheering you on. Okay, the key takeaway from this will be if your strength depends on people clapping for you, you will fall when the room get quiet. You must learn to give yourself a prep talk through God when you are all alone. Okay, the principle of the desert school. The desert school would be your mind gets sharp when you think deeply away from everyday distractions. Solitude is the lab where great plans are made, y'all. Biblical scripture from this Galatians chapter 1, verse 16 through 17. I conferred not with flesh and blood, neither went I up to Jerusalem to them which were apostles before me, but I did in Arabia. After Apostle Paul met Christ, he didn't run straight to the church leaders and get their approval, but instead he went into the desert of Arabia for 3 years. This shows us the deep spiritual truths cannot be rushed or taught by crowds. Just like Moses in the desert, the deepest plans of God are given to us when we cut off the opinions of other people. Stop asking people to approve a vision that God gave to you in private. Some ideas require a quiet session to study and focus before you show them to the world. Number five, a principle of moving in silence. The concept is never let the enemy know your next move. Work in the dark. Build your plan and let your success do the talking. Scripture that connects this, Nehemiah 2, verse 12. And I arose in the night, I and some few men with me, neither told I any man what God had put in my heart to do at Jerusalem. Okay, let's break this down. Nehemiah went out at night to look at the broken walls of Jerusalem. He kept his plans a secret away from his enemy. There's a big difference between keeping dirty secrets and keeping smart secrets. Nehemiah wasn't hiding because of his guilt. He was protecting the project before it even started. Matthew 6 and 6 also says that when you pray in secret, God will reward you openly. Okay? The takeaway from this is showing your plans too early can ruin them. Keep your blueprints hidden from critics until your foundation is too strong for them to break. Number six, the principle of coming back from the dead. All right. The concept behind this would be let them think that you are finished. Let them think that you are done. Let them think that you are buried. Use the quietness, use the hidden space to completely change yourself and come back unstoppable. Okay. Biblical connection with this would be John 12:24. Except a corn of wheat fall into the ground and die, it abideth alone. But if it die, it bringeth forth much fruit. Now, we break this down. Jesus used farming to explain his death and resurrection. A seed has to be put into the dirt alone before it can grow into something huge. Being alone in the dirt is a step that you cannot skip if you want to grow. Romans 6:4 tells us that we are raised to live a brand new life. God uses the dark, lonely places to break our old shell so that the new person can come out. Okay. The key takeaway from this is do not be afraid when people count you out or people overlook you. If God planted you, your time in the darkness just to set up for a major comeback. Okay. The principle of staying awake and alert. Now, the concept is being alone clears away the lies of the world. It forces you to stay awake, alert, and focus on the real battle that's around you. Biblical connection with this would be First Peter 5:8. Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about seeking whom he may devour. Now, we break this down. To be sober here means to have a clear mind, free from confusion. Remember, our real fight is not against regular people, even when they want to treat us wrong. Habakkuk 2, verse 1 talks about standing on a watchtower to see what is coming. Being alone is your watchtower. It gets you above the chaos so that you can see it clearly. The key takeaway from this is the world uses the noise and distractions to put your mind to sleep. Step away into the quiet. Step away into the quiet so that you can clear your head, so that you can see the trap, so that you can look back into your God-given assignment. Okay. God bless y'all. Take this away. I hope y'all was writing this down. Be ready for the next teacher. God bless y'all. Love y'all.